Most solo founders don't actually need more hustle or bigger teams, they need better systems. When I was working on personal projects, I always believed I need to work harder and do everything manually. Copywriting, website, product planning, admin, development, and more. I thought I need to do basically all of it. And with time and with the help of AI, I realized that some and a lot of the manual processes that I've been doing, I can delegate. I can simplify and I can systematize my way of creating new products. So today, I would like to walk you through some of the existing AI systems that I use to plan products, ship content, automate as much as possible, and free up at least 15 to 20 work hours per week. If you're a solo founder, a small team operator, a person who just gets started, this one's for you. Let's start with product, because this is the place where I feel AI gives me the most leverage. Different GTPs like Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT can be the best partner for product planning. When I sit down to plan a product, a sprint, or maybe even a quarter, I definitely don't start from scratch. I feed my mind into one of these tools and I ask them to break down for me based on feature specs, prioritization, user stories, risks, and trade-offs. My personal system looks the following. I have some goals which have a related system that I want to build out or I want to profound in. For every goal, I have a lot of milestones, and every milestone has tasks. I even went a little bit further that every task can have a subtask in order to make sure that I can apply, for example, the 10-minute rule when I need to work on this app. Where should I start? So I know exactly which are the small tasks that I can do in order to get started and build up the momentum. Now let's get back to it. So basically, you can write a prompt something like, please act as a senior product manager, and you tell what you want to work on. Maybe it's an app, maybe it's a business plan, or maybe it's a software as a service product, and you feed in everything raw. Messages, meeting notes, your sketches, or even you can turn on the microphone and just speak to the GPT for 10 to 15 minutes, and voila, you will have a starter point where you can actually plan your product or your business. The second tool that I'm currently building out, and I feel it will have a lot of potential in it, it's called Retrieval Augmented Generation. Basically, this helps you to work with AI on a deeper level. You can ask detailed questions when we have to finish the work for the X client. You can ask even customer feedbacks. You can connect everything together. There are tools like LangChain or Vectra or different tools. Even the Google ML book kit can help you set up a basic thing like that, or maybe there's Unblogged and can answer you context-based with the specific problem. This literally knows everything about the business, so whenever you ask a question, it will search the docs, some history, maybe your emails, your calendar, and meeting notes. So based on that, it will be able to give you the full concrete answer. And lastly, I use Claude. I have a different project where I inject all the pain points and all the feedback I have received from different apps or different businesses, and I use them to think together about what should be improved and how should be improved and what the next iteration should look like. Now, I already introduced my business/app workflows that I use with AI. I would like to introduce a little bit how I'm able, between all the things that I'm doing, work on content and actually try to keep up with ideas and generate more, and at some point actually sit down and filming it. One thing AI will not be able to do for you is to figure out which is your main content pillar that you will always do first, and then everything else comes second. In my case, I double down on long-term YouTube videos because this is the format where I can give the most value and I can have the most content. Now, once I have the idea, I can do the outline, and together with the GPT, I think Claude does the best job currently. I can actually generate a script and an outline for the vlog, and then based on that script I can ask AI to help me split it into multiple repurposed content. For example, create a few reels out of the filmed vlog. Then it can create a few carousels which explains what I was talking about in a written format. It can generate a thread, or it can even generate a blog post that I can post on my website. With that, I can now have from the same idea on multiple channels, multiple pieces of content, and now I'm able to reach to more people in different formats because everybody consumes content in a different way. Some of the tools I use is Opus, ChatGPT, ClickUp, and Miro for content metrics and content ideation. And one of the best tips I got is browsing Pinterest for ideas. I think it's worth giving a try. The last part is operations and admin. This is the part where most probably everybody bleeds in. I did as well. Currently, I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to automatize client proposals for a new business line I want to start, how to set up a system with Notion, Zapier, and how to automatize a whole email flow that will help keeping touch with the clients. Another simplification which I did is accounting. I now started to set up some automations where at the end of the month, everything kind of starts get together automatically. And of course, keeping in loop with all the contractual obligations and making sure I'm always up to date with everything that it needs to be done. When it comes to finances, I ended up using AI in a way which was weird at first. I built my own finance app because I was not fully happy with all the apps available online. I needed some specific customizations that I wanted to make sure I'm able to track, and that was the best product idea ever for me. So during a weekend, I vibe coded together with Cursor a nice, smoothened finance app, which now it's tailored to my own needs, and I'm actually able to iterate on it. And whenever I need to change something, it's just matter of one prompt. Since Gemini came out, I was really hopeful, and I was one of the early adopters of Gemini inside the Google workspace. And I love the fact that you can basically ask anything and it will try at least to find it in your Google Calendar or in your Google Drive or inside your mailbox. It already saved me a few times when I needed to look back a very old 2022 or older emails about some small details that of course I already forgot. It definitely helps with summarizations, long thread summarizations, follow-ups, and actually keep you accountable to make sure you are up to date with your inbox. Now, as a wrap, AI first doesn't mean that you are lazy. I consider it's one of the best leverages that we can have now in 2026 and beyond. This is not about replacing people, it's about replacing wasted time that can be actually simplified. And if you are a solo founder, you know how precious your time is. You need to make sure that you're focused in on the parts where you are actually generating the biggest value that you can inside your startup. If you are interested about my full AI workflow, comment below workflow and I will send you a Google Doc with all the details how I set it up, and I'm more than happy to jump into a call and help you out as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and then see you in the next one.